somebody who wishes he could take back what he said. Hunter Conrad. Hey, yikes. So he has resigned yesterday. He did resign a couple hours after the show aired yesterday. We did find out he resigned, which I found very, very interesting. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this because obviously the details that we talked about yesterday were the details that we have, and that hasn't really changed much.
Oh, okay. I thought there was an update.
There's not much of an update. What do you got, Troy? What are you over here saying?
There's stuff out there.
Yeah, there's stuff out there. I've been hearing some stuff too.
There is stuff out there, but there's not a lot of confirmed stuff out there.
Well, what he said in the June 2nd meeting, in the directors meeting, is pretty much what kind of broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
You know, he stood up and exactly what we said yesterday. He stood up in a directors meeting, and some of the directors gave a little bit of pushback. And even during that meeting, it was said, "Are you going to tell the commissioners?" He's like, "I'll get to it."
Yeah.
And that's kind of the end of the road. And one of his assistants was not even in the country at the time. So, she had to find out about that meeting through her directors that worked directly for her.
Okay. Is that enough? Is that enough?
No. There's other things, and there
had to have been other things.
You're
right?
saying that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
That's the straw that broke the camel's back. There's things here and there where, like I said yesterday, when you get in a position like that, and I've been in a position like that, you kind of push the envelope, and then when you're at the top, that envelope sometimes pushes back. He got his pushback.
Yeah.
Do you think it's job burnout though? In any case,
No,
I mean, he went through a lot though.
It's more about being overconfident and it's a very powerful. I mean, you have a lot of power. It's almost a $900 million budget.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a huge budget that he's responsible for.
And you answer to nobody but the commission.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only people you answer to
those five.
Yeah.
And you can't be dismissive to those five.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that got him. Hey. And he'll be fine. He's a smart guy. He's not a dummy. He's a smart guy. And he's got
because it's not like he can apply for.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure. Yeah. Very interesting. Lots of speculation. Not that we're going to get into a lot of that stuff, but it is official. So the meeting was canceled for Friday. There's no more need to review Hunter's performance. It'll be interesting how the search for a new county administrator goes, however, because a lot of people, like we mentioned yesterday, a lot of people were a little upset with how Hunter was brought on board in the first place. They felt like there should have been more of a search. There was really no search for this position. What do you think this time, Troy? Do we need to be going through a search?
And I read some of the people in the comments, and you got here 5 years ago. Shut your pie hole.
Well, it's not just them. It's not just, we can't just say it's the newbies on this one.
He came from the clerk of the court, so he was an elected person by the people here in St. Johns County. So it's already somebody that they had some trust in.
Sure, but did he go through the typical process?
And I know they're comparing it to like the new city manager stuff too. Guys, that's the right person for that job. I
agree on the city side.
The right person for that job. I look to them probably to do a search on this one, but they do have some quality people. I mean, I think Joy's a very smart woman who's the assistant county administrator.
She'll be the interim, right?
I don't know Brad. So. I don't know Brad as well, the other assistant. I think they named both of them in the article, so I don't know how that's going to fall out. But in my mind, Joy's been there longer, so I assume that's where she would land.
I imagine she takes over for a while.
But there's been good and bad in finding people of leadership. So there is really no, this is the magic formula. And it comes down to the individual. It's not, this is the only way to do it.
Yeah.
And people that say that have never been in that position of, I'm in charge of putting this person there. It's an armchair quarterback. There's success in both and there's failures in both.
Sure. Yes. I would say what I'm most concerned about hiring outside, and I'm not saying we don't go through the process of at least interviewing folks from all across the country, but my problem with hiring outside is that somebody comes in and they just don't know the intricacies of St. Johns County, which is a totally unique environment from almost anywhere else in the United States. I mean, and that's why a lot of people move here, because it's just a different place. It's not run like most of the rest of the country is run. So I want somebody who is familiar with St. Johns County, who knows our needs, our unique situations. I think that's very, very important. However, I will say, I do think a lot of regular folks out there are concerned with, and I'll say this, and I don't speak for anybody else in the room, they're concerned with the Power family's picking somebody who's going to fill this spot. Yeah. And people are very, very concerned about who is controlling the county commission, because the county commission's got a few folks on there that a few folks have their ears.
They got some independent thinkers too. And I mean, I think
they do.
It's a good balance. It's a good balance right now. I mean, it's, you got 5 very different personalities.
Totally.
So I like I said, I see this one kind of leaning towards a search, just because of the magnitude of it. But we still might land on the local person.
Right. Right.
It's just to say, oh, this is the right way to do it. That's not true. I mean, I've lived through.
Well, I mean, there is a legal. Yeah. Is there a legally right way to do it?
No. Yeah. I mean, you can.
Aren't you supposed to legally have a search?
No, it's appointed position.
Okay.
So
you don't legally have to go through that.
They could call a meeting on. I think they're talking about it on July 18th. They could call a meeting on July 18th and hire Davey. And it's completely legal.
Davey, you're up for the job now.
It'd be real cute if I did it. It'd be real cute around here. It'd be real bright and sunny.
The branding would change entirely.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you, that logo would be a little bit different for sure.
You got that right.
Nobody really likes
the unicorn
logo.
Crest will definitely be a part of our St. Johns County.
Colors.
Come through. I want that job.
We elected these 5 to make that decision for us. So instead of just saying, hey, do this. If it's that big a deal to you, then get involved in the politics and be a part of it.
To be fair, not that this means anything because it's only 2 of them, but 2 of them, well, one of them we did re-elect. 2 of them were appointed, but then we re-elected Sarah Arnold. So you're right.
She's done a great job, and she's the one who kind of caught this situation. And I've sat on the TDC board with her recently, and I've really enjoyed getting to know her during those meetings, because she's a solid thinker who does her homework.
Yeah.
So
okay.
And
I don't have much experience with Commissioner Arnold. Hope she'll come in on the show sometime soon and talk about some commissioner stuff. She's welcome to. But yeah, there's obviously things happen behind the scenes that we may never know. Mm-hmm. But the situation is what it is now. We are where we are now, and there will be a search. It does look like Joy will probably take over in the interim for however long that lasts.
No, and like I still have a lot of friends that are directors over there, and
oh sure,
it seems like a good time for a transition and a change.
What is this, like off season or something?
Yeah, just well, they went through the budget process already, so it's kind of resting, and people are marinating on that. It's not like as intense as your
nonprofit life does that too. Right now, it dies down, and
you kind of have a little bit of a soft spot, and this is the time to make it happen.
July 1 starts a big ramp up,
but it's going to take months before they get to, if they're doing this nationwide search.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, thank you for the insight on that. And yeah.